Hi everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw X-Lord. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch it all out first, look in the description and you'll see a link you can click on, a timestamp that will take you directly to the Sharpie portion of the video or the colored portion of the video. So for now, for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm just going to start off with a quick sketch for myself, and then I'll meet everybody over in the Sharpie section, where there's colors and Sharpies and fun galore. Alright, I think I know the pose I want for this guy. But you know, maybe I should try to bring it up a little bit higher, because lately my drawings have been super low. And while that's not horrible, I want it higher. And because I'm going to have him kind of hunched over a little bit, I have more room to play around with instead of making it so low. Okay, so yeah, so I have kind of an idea of what I want to do with him. Okay, so now I just have to execute it. And that's the fun part of being able to sketch, which you should learn how to do, because I get to control what we're going to do. So whenever you draw, which you know this, you do this all the time, you get to control what you want to draw, and you draw what you want to draw. Pretty fun, right? That's why we do it. Oh, where's that coming from? So that's the nice part about doing this. And someday you'll be able to do it too. Maybe you can already, but you're just wanting to follow along with me and have some fun anyway because you like being here. Thank you. For now, I appreciate you being here and just, sketching along with me. But yeah, so the fun part about this is we get to do whatever we want to do. This is how we draw, right? Not just how I draw. Okay. So, like I said, I'm going to have him hunched over, and I have an idea of where I want to take him. So now I just have to figure out how to get the figure in that pose, or get the character in that pose, and still make him look hunched over. Because sometimes like this, if I have him hunched over, he's bent at the waist like that, well, his coat's not going to bend. His coat's going to hang in front of him, and it doesn't look hunched over. So I have to artistically create that hunch for the look that I'm going for. And that's, again, the creative fun part is, we get to do whatever we want. Okay. Alright, I think I like that. And so what I'm looking at, I think I've explained this before, but for those of you who've never heard me say it, I'm looking at store images. So like when you buy the character and he's just standing there. So I have to figure out how to take that store pose and put him in an action pose, or whatever pose I'm choosing to put him in. Because I'm not looking at him in this pose. But again, that's the fun of it, and that's why I'm doing it. Because I love doing this. This is so much fun. Okay, so there's that. So he's going to have that big collar too. I got to remember that. And I'm kind of losing a little bit of the area that I wanted to do because of the angle that I'm having it at now. So I like the collar, the poofiness, how it goes up and it poofs out just a little bit. It's really cool, but I'm losing that. So that's okay. It's no big deal. That happens. But I just have to kind of take that into account whenever I'm drawing, that I'm going to have to lose a little bit of that. All right. I like it. So let me see. What can I do with his arms? How about... I kind of see him as kind of a crazy psycho Mad Max Road Warrior type kind of thing, So I kind of want to draw one hand kind of up, kind of a crazy up in the air. So that means his shoulder is going to be up a little bit. So that means this has got to come up a little. Whenever you raise your arm, your shoulder raises up. So I kind of have to take that into account for these other features. Okay, so that means, and this is why it helps to understand anatomy, because you got to figure out how to put them in that pose that you're going for. And you know, I may not be 100% right, but I got an idea and I know how to get there. So I kind of know what I'm doing. I kinda know what I'm doing. Kinda. Let's see. So how about we're gonna make him a fist. I'm trying to think of how to, because I guess it kind of be at an angle like that because the way he's standing. So yeah, I'm trying to think of how the fist is going to be compared to, yeah, there we go. I'll just do that. That's kind of off to the side. All right, I like it. I like it. Let's see the other one. Let's do the other one, kind of the same thing, but down a little bit, you know. Let's see. So shoulders right there. Yeah, I think that'll work. And let's see. So now that means I can do his hand like that. Just gonna put his thumb out like that. And let's see. So that means I have a pinky like that, finger like that, one more like that. Okay, so then I'm going to redo the thumb, adjust it just a little bit. Okay, I think that's about enough of what I can do pencil-wise. So I say we scooch on over. It's time to visit everybody here in Sharpie Town. And greetings, hello, thank you for coming. It's time for the Sharpie section portion of the video. So I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the Sharpie fine point, but sometimes a pen for little details just to make it stand out a little bit. I already see that I did this hand too big and that one too small, so I'm going to see how I can make it work in between and redraw as I'm moving. So I'm going to start off with his mask. Normally I start off with the face, but since all I got to do is a mask now, let me see if I can find a good picture of it. There we go. That's a good one. And build off of this. So, okay, so I'm going to start off with a line across. I'm going to come down over here. And this one kind of disappears back behind his head, so we're not going to see much. So I'm just going to kind of do this, go straight down. And then, let's see. So this is why I want this, just to bring in some tiny details. So I'm going to do like that, just to kind of show an edge. But not a thick one like this. You see what I'm saying? It helps to accent certain parts. All right, so I'm going to come across for the bottom, and I'm going to kind of go up and back for the next part, like this, and then it's got that bolt rivet type thing that's holding it together, and so then I can come back down and connect it there. So let's go ahead and just give it just a little bit of a bolty line, just to fix that edge. And so now I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to kind of do one of these like that. This one you can't really see because of the angle. So now I'm going to draw the spikes because they're in front of the back of his head. So I'm going to draw one spike up like this. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do the other one too. I'm going to come over here, and sometimes I like to do stuff opposite, like right arm, left arm, you know, that kind of thing. So I know. So I don't forget, and so I feel proportionate. I feel like I'm doing it right. Okay. And let's see. I don't know if I can see another one, but we'll draw the back of his head and see it first, because now we got to draw those edges. All right, so I'm going to come straight up and then back like that. So again, straight up and over. And here, he does have let's do it with this first. Let's accent. He's got a stripe down the middle, like that. Okay, so the reason I did that is because I'm going to come back here and follow it up with this, but I wanted that center line thin. Okay, does that make sense? All right, and I did kind of stair step it a little bit right there, so that's why it's like that. So, okay, so now that I have that, I can draw one little spike back behind it that's disappearing, okay? All right, so let's keep going. Let's draw his collar, which is gonna, let's go ahead and start with the whole jacket so that way you see where we're going with this. So I'm gonna come up like this and curve and bend because he's hunched over. And I'm gonna come up like this, and that's where the edge is, which is gonna be also right here. We'll do the same thing, like that. And this is gonna loop back around, okay? So this is where it goes back around his is the top part, but he's kind of hunched over, so we're seeing it from the top. So now we're gonna come in here and we're gonna draw like this, just to give that poof of the collar I was talking about, because if a collar is straight up like this, his kind of goes out and comes in, so we gotta poof it just a little bit. And I just like saying poof. We gotta poof it just a little bit just to accent what that's doing, okay? Because we're looking at it more of a top angle than straight on. And so that is over a few things. So now we can draw his shoulders, which I got one here, and I'm gonna do one there. And see how I got one just slightly above? Because this arm is gonna be raised up. So, now that that's said, I can draw some spikes. I'm gonna draw one like this. Let's do the other one over here. Like I said, some stuff is in front of the other, so you can't quite see everything. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and draw this here, like that. And that gives me edges. Start, stop points, basically. And we'll do one like that, which is back behind. Again, you can't quite see, so. Let's give him his shirt collar. It's kind of like that. And he does have, or it's not ruffled, but it's a loose hanging collar, like that. All right. Okay, so there is detail in the jacket. I started to do it there. It's like piping, linings, but I'm not going to do that. Let's worry about that with color. Let's not worry about that here. I'll do this edge, which is that edge right there. Let me connect it real fast. And so now let's go ahead and do the rest of his jacket. So we have, again, start, stop points, and we know where we're going with this, okay? So I'm going to do one of these, come around here for the shoulder, for the sleeve, I'm so sorry. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to jag it like that just to accent that it's all bent over and hunched. And then we're going to draw the bottom edge down to this, like that. And so here we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to bring it in like I was talking about, that we got to kind of bend it and make it work for us. So I'm going to do one of these like that just to show that it's hunched over. And let's go ahead and just do something like that just to show some creases and folds like it's bent, you know? Okay, awesome. We're doing really great. So let's work on those arms. So here I'm gonna have an arm, and he's got like these sleeve sections that I'm not gonna do with this Sharpie. I'll do with the thinner Sharpie. So let's just start with the sleeve at the top. So I'm gonna come over here, do one of these, and he does have like the strap going across. It's kind of flowing free. So I'm just gonna kind of do one of these like that. So I can bring it down, do a bump, a couple of bumps just because it's bent. We'll do the other side too since we're here. Go down to the elbow, then I can do his bicep to his shoulder like that. Okay, and so now I'm going to do the other edge like this, and that'll give us the sleeve. And so like I said, he's got that that little edge that changes color because this part's red, that part's black. So I just kind of wanted to do something like that just to accent it. And so here I'm just doing some creases and folds just because I can, just because it's fun, you know? So, okay, so let's draw this hand over here. So I'm gonna try to enlarge it just a little bit to match this one, and I gotta reduce this one a little bit. So I'm gonna draw the back of the hand like this, the pinky like that. That means I can do this like that. So I can draw the other fingers like this, but again, they kind of disappear because you can't see them all. So I can do one of these. And there's the other part of the hand. So there, I enlarged it just a little bit according to my sketch. And I'm just going to draw a few hand lines, just like that. And he's got gloves on, so we'll go ahead and give him his glove marks. All right. Ooh, I love that sound. Okay, so let's do old Lefty over here. So again, we're just going to do the sleeve. Pretty simple. We're just going to come down and we'll add a little bump, some stuff just to make it come alive, you know. And then I'm going to do the other edge of the sleeve. Do the actual edge of the sleeve, the cuff, which is going to come down over here, down to the elbow, come up this way, and just do something like that. Okay, so again, I'm just going to add just a few little creases and folds just to make it come alive, and then I'm going to add that little edge I was talking about for the red. Okay. All right, so here we're going to draw the hand kind of facing at you. So I'm going to draw the edge of the thumb, or the edge of the hand right there. Then the pinky, I'm just going to kind of do something like this. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw it all the way like it's the very edge, because here you can see a lot of the fingers. But the thumb is in the way here too, so I got to draw that thumb real quick. And let me draw the edge of the hand. So I'm going to draw this finger here. And this one I always like to draw, let's see if I can show you, like that, with the finger up just a little bit, just to kind of, you know, give it something else. That's kind of the secret to making your stuff come alive is, you know, don't draw the same thing all the time. Not all the time. All right, there's some glove hands and lines. Increases and folds. Doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. All right. So, see how he's all hunched over and rah, fighting. You know, that's I don't know. That's kind of how I see him. Before I go further, let's do the holes in the mask, because I'm gonna forget if I don't draw all these holes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and not even color them in. I'm just gonna draw little circles like that. And there's 4 at the top, so kind of space it out. Okay, then there's 3. Right, like this. And then there's 1 over here. All right. Okay, fantastic. How are you doing? Pretty good? Awesome. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna do one more thing, just because I can. Just a little accent, a little highlight like that. All right, so let's draw the rest of the stuff. And he's got like all kinds of stuff hanging off of him, like pockets and folds and kind of fun things. So I'm just gonna kind of come in here and draw what I think it is, because that's like his shirt hanging down really low. And there's another level to it, something like this. So it's kind of like underneath, you know. Then he's got like pockets on the side and all kinds of crazy things hanging down and crazy fun stuff and doodly doos and dingly dangs. And, okay, so now I'm going to draw his little side purse. He's got something on his hip over here. So first I'm going to draw these straps, and I know it looks like they're just floating, but I know where they are according to my sketch. That's kind of why I was doing that. So they're not really floating. Okay, and the other one is going to be up here, like that. Same thing, I'm going to draw the buckle real quick with that little detail just because I can. All right, so now I'm just going to do some kind of little fun thing here. Just kind of some kind of accent, just to show that he's got this little hip pouch is basically the word I was going for, but I called it a side purse. That's okay. I carry a purse. It's my art bag. Purse is just a word. Doesn't mean anything or insinuate anything. It's just a bag. Okay, so let's draw his legs. And so he's got, let's draw this leg over here first. So I'm going to do this one over here like this. And I'm drawing like these little stair steps because he's got some detail in his leg that's again, I should be doing with color, but I'm gonna accent it like that because it's kind of fun to do with all the detail that he has in him. So I just wanted to do that. So he's also got this pouch over here that I wanted to draw. And before I go much further, now let's finish this off. Let's draw the knee down to the shoe, then the hamstring down to the ankle, something like that. And we'll draw the shoe in a second. Let's do it. We're here. I don't know why I'm stopping. Let's keep going. So there's his shoe, and he's got that big old tongue that hangs out like this. Then he's got these big old strap laces like that. And again, they're floating because I know where my sketch is. So that's why I kind of just drew those first, because I know what's going to happen down here. Okay, so there's his ankle, right? No, that's his ankle. That's his heel. His heel to the bottom of the shoe to the front toe like that. And so we'll go ahead and give him some tread, just something like that. And the rest of the detail we'll take care of with color. So now let's move on to this leg. So this one's pretty simple. Same thing. It's just going to go down. It's going to kind of push in a little bit there because of the strap is a little tight. And this one I went thick instead of that one. That one I went thin. I should have probably stuck it to thin too, but that's all right. We're here. This is what we're doing. So he's going to have one more down like that. Then I'm going to come over here with his leg, other side of it here to his shoe. And here I can see the front of his shoe, so that tongue is kind of big. And I'm going to do those little straps like I was doing over there, but the front view, okay? So I could do this to a shoe like that. So we're looking at the front angle, basically, is what we're looking at. All right, so I think the last thing I'll do is I'll just do like a little bit of a knee, something like that, to accent where his knee is. I don't know why I'm trying to explain it there. Accent his knee. That's enough of an explanation, right? Okay, so I think that's great. I think let's take care of the rest with color. So that is X-Lord. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw.